As a lifeguard, knowing what the weather is and being able to predict it helps me keep people safe. In collaboration with NOAA, we have lots of opportunities through their weather predicting and their forecasting to know where the surf will come from, whether we'll have a high activity for rip currents, and how to keep people safe.
The only guaranteed way to keep people safe from surf zone hazards is to keep them out of the water when it's dangerous. Know before you go. First, by checking the local beach forecast before going to that beach. There's a beach forecast for almost every area up and down the coast.
Rip currents happen on any beach, anywhere, and it basically creates a river in the ocean returning to sea.
80% of the rescues that occur at the beach are the result of rip currents.
People don't realize they're out there, and I've seen rip currents just suck people right off their feet from waist deep water and just take them out in seconds.
If you don't know what a rip current looks like, you're walking into your own drowning.
But first you want to be able to recognize what a rip current looks like.
The easiest way to identify one is to go ask the lifeguard.
Rip currents are sometimes very easy to see, sometimes they're very hard to see.
Rip currents look like a river of brown water flowing out through the surf line.
If you have a pair of polarized sunglasses on, you can see that discoloration in the water.
And it looks like a brown murky mushroom with a lot of turbulence and chop. When you find yourself in one, you'll feel yourself being sucked out to sea.
Swim parallel to shore until the rip dissipates or the lifeguard arrives and can safely help you to the beach.
A rip current will not mysteriously grab you and pull you under. You will get tired if you try to fight the rip current, and that's where people begin to get into problems.
The number one thing they need to remember is not to panic.
Panicking is honestly the worst thing you can do once you're in a rip current.
The first thing they want to do is get right back into shore, and they start swimming against the rip current.
If you're swimming against a rip, trying to swim back in towards shore, it's like a swimming treadmill.
You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to get tired, you're eventually sink and drown.
But the biggest thing is just stay calm and stay on top of the water until help arrives.
Look around. If there's somebody nearby, maybe yell, but stay calm. Let the current take you out.
You want to swim out of the rip, not through, because that is like a lazy river just taking you out to the ocean. You want to swim parallel to shore.
If you're unable to do that, all you need to do is float. And if you're at a beach with a lifeguard, the lifeguard will be on his way to help you out.
If somebody's in the trouble in the water and there's no lifeguards around, you should shout for help, call 911, and look for a flotation device that you could get to the victim.
Send for help rather than trying to assist.
There's a rule of rescue. The first thing is that you take care of yourself. You don't become a rescue.
Quite often it's actually that person who tries to help that actually is the one that ends up drowning.
That's why we tell people, call 911, keep an eye on the victim, wait until help arrives, and point to where the victim is.
Chances are you are going to end up in a rip current at some point, and in some cases you may just be able to walk out of it, but in some cases you are just going to get pulled out and you're going to have to deal with it. So knowing how to recognize rip currents, how to escape from rip currents is so important if you're going to go out in the water at the beach.
Over the last 25 years as a lifeguard in Newport Beach, I've made thousands of rescues, and nearly all of them are from rip currents. And there's such an easy thing to avoid if you know how to get out of it. You know what? Break the grip of the rip. If you're caught in a rip current, swim sideways or parallel to shore till you get out of that brown murky water, and then start coming in at an angle back to the beach where you can stand up and walk.
Know before you go to be able to fight the grip of the rip